You didn't ask, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So I made a post a little while back about how in today's market in Colorado Springs that it is common and sellers should expect that a lot of buyers are asking for seller concessions. And what this is monies that sellers will give to the buyer at closing to help pay down their closing costs, or help to do an interest rate buy down so that their interest rate is more affordable, or to cover some repairs or updates on the property that need to be done. Maybe there's an older roof or some older mechanicals like an HVAC or something that has to be updated. And buyers in today's market, because of the economy, because of the way things are, sometimes they just cannot come up with enough cash to cover that down payment and the closing costs. Or sometimes they can, but because the interest rates are fluctuating and they are a little bit higher, in order to afford the monthly payment on the house, they need to get that interest rate down lower. And in order to do that, they need to buy down that rate, and they need help with that. Or again, they're not able or willing maybe to go into purchasing, a $500,000 property or however much it costs, and then in addition to that have to from the get-go make some repairs or updates on some major things. And so again, it is expected, it's not expected, but it is common to see that buyers are asking for these things. Whether that makes a seller happy or sad, I can't change the facts of the matter of what the market is saying, what the behavior is, and if you want to be able to sell, what that might look like for you. I know that a few years back when we were going during COVID, buyers were coming out the yin yang with cash, and it was the opposite. And of course, no sellers were complaining at that point. The market is constantly changing and adjusting to the economy and what current needs are. And sometimes it's in favor of the buyers more, sometimes it's in favor of the sellers more, and you just got to realize what that is. And that's simply all I was saying. I'm not saying that everybody is going to have to give concessions if they're selling, especially if they're in a more prime neighborhood, or depending on the property type, if it's a more desirable property type that is harder to find, then you have an advantage there. And it may be that the buyers may not need that, and that's wonderful. Or if you're priced very competitively, very well, then you may not have to give that. And there are so many factors that go into having to give seller concessions, whether you are or not. There are so many factors in whether you are paying, the portion of the buyer's agent's commission or not. Everything is negotiable, and everything depends greatly on your specific property and the market that you're in, the neighborhood that you're in. So, you can get upset. I'm just reporting the facts, and maybe tomorrow it'll be different. But, that's just, I would rather have people be aware of what things are looking like and what to expect so that they don't feel blindsided. If you have questions about your particular property and, what that might look like for you, if you did consider selling in this, market, I'm happy to go through the numbers with you. I'm happy to go through what your market behavior in your neighborhood is. But at the end of the day, I can't change the market behavior. I can't change the facts. If I could, I would definitely do a lot of things differently. But hope you're having a great day, and hope this information helps.